Nationalism is a political, social, and economic system characterized by promoting the interests of a particular nation with the aim of gaining and maintaining self-governance over the group of homeland. In 18th century, the idea of nationalism was very powerful and supported by many people. Its influence spread widely in Europe and America. In this video, we are not gonna talk about nationalism of a country, but of a religion, Judaism. So let's get started and discover the Jewish nationalism. In the end of 19th century, more Jews living outside of Israel and Palestine assumed they would be assimilated. In France, Jews had been treated equal since 1979, but things changed in 1881 when anti-Jewish policy in Russia emerged, followed by mob violence and hardships. Jewish refugees fleeing persecution in Russia flooded into western cities of Europe. Jewish intellectuals underwent a radical change in their thinking in this period. They lost their hopes for assimilation and became more open to Zionism.
Zionism also grew because of Dreyfus Affair, a French Jewish officer captain who was falsely accused of selling military secrets to Germans and was sent to a prison on an island. France is deep-rooted anti-Semitism surface because French people think Jews couldn't be a good Frenchman since they betrayed their country. In 1906, journalist Theodor Horst, an Austrian Jew covering the Dreyfus case, and became convinced that an independent Jewish nation was the only way for them to survive. He organized the first Zionist World Congress in Switzerland in 1897, and Zionist political movement was born. The goal for the movement to create a legion in Palestine for Jewish people. Zionism expanded rapidly. In its early stage, supporters considered setting up a Jewish state in the historic territory of Palestine. They allied with Great Britain and securing support for some years for Jewish immigration to Palestine. Zionists also recruited European Jews to immigrate there, especially Jews who live in areas of the Russian Empire where anti-Semitism was raging. In 1917, Balfour Declaration was born as the result of the decade-long political process. It was Britain's formal approval for Jewish homes in Palestine. The movement was eventually successful in establishing Israel on May 14, 1948 as the homeland for the Jewish people. Overcome the 2,000 years of fighting and seeking for equality, let's take a look at them in 21st century. The proportion of the world's Jews living in Israel has steadily grown since the movement emerged. By the early 21st century, more than 40% of the world's Jews live in Israel, more than in any other country. These two outcomes represent the historical success of Zionism and are unmatched by any other Jewish political movement in the past 2,000 years. In some academic studies, Zionism has been analyzed as an example of modern national liberation movement.